Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learning with Jelly. Today is day 25 of our 30-day SQL challenge, where we're going to talk about case when statements within the select clause. So, our agenda for today is going to talk about case when statements and how they are beneficial in writing queries. So, if you are new to the 30-day challenge, welcome. We're so happy to have you. The whole goal is to learn beginner to intermediate SQL skills so that you can apply this to SQL projects as well as to entry level data roles. There are two QR codes in front of you, which is going to be linked in the description below. One is a topic list where they have videos as well as supplemental resources. And another is the Facebook support group where you can scan, join that group, ask questions, get feedback, and more. So, what are case when statements and why are they super important? So, case when statements exist within the select clause. So, remember in select statements, we have the select from, where clause, etc. So, it's going to be within the select clause. And it's going to define a condition and return a result based on that condition. So, for instance, if sales is greater than 50, then high sales, else normal. This is very, very beneficial when we're trying to transform data or create new variables that make sense to us. And this is the basic syntax that we see. So let's look at an example of this. Like I said, all of this is in the select clause, and we're selecting the invoice ID and the total as well. And the scenario was to categorize invoices into small, medium, and large based on the total amount. So we did a case when, and each condition gets its own when, and the last condition can just be an else. So here I don't have to say else when total greater than 20 then large. I can just say else large. So let's read this. Case is enclosed with a case and an end. So when the total is less than 10, then small. When the total is between 10 and 20, then medium, else large. And as this is our alias here, invoice category. So in this case, when logic, save that within a new variable called invoice category from the table invoices. And that's exactly what we see here. So if you are familiar with if statements or some ifs in Excel or pretty much in any type of programming language, this is the same thing doing case when statements. So let's look at another example here. So assign a status to customer based on the total amount that customer has spent. And those statuses are going to be bronze, silver, and gold. And we're going to use these statuses based off of customer. So we have that nice little group by here where we can group by customer to actually get the sum that every customer has spent. So let's look at this here. We selected customer ID, first name, last name, and a sum of total as total spent. And now we have our case when. When the sum of total is less than 50, then bronze. When sum of total is between 50 and 100, then they're a silver customer. Else, every other customer gets gold. End my case when and save this as a new column called customer status that we see here. And we need information about our customers, and we can join that on the invoices table. Both of these tables have the customer ID in common. And then we're also grouping this aggregate function by each customer because I want to get the sum per customer. So this is using a lot of your different skills, using a function, doing a join, aliasing, doing your group by, etc. And here we get a nice little variable called customer status or column, okay, which is bronze, silver, or gold. All right, so these are going to be the two scenarios that we're going to practice ourselves in SQLite. So if you want to do them on your own and pause the video, then look at the answers, definitely do that. But we're going to label a track as short, medium, or long based off of milliseconds. So if the track is less than 180,000 milliseconds, it's short. If it's 180,000 to 300,000, it's medium. And if it's greater than 300,000, it's a long track. Scenario 2, we want to label tracks based on their media type as purchased, protected, or other. So a 1 will be purchased, a 2 will be protected, and everything else will be an other. So let's actually go into SQLite Studio. Here we have, and for that first question, which is going to be our milliseconds, so let me just go ahead and put a nice little comment here. So creating variable based on length of track. And I didn't tell you what to return here, but let's go ahead and return track ID. Let's go ahead, return the name of the track and their original milliseconds, the length of the track. Cool. So let's go ahead and run our select statement. We know we're going to be working with this tracks table on the left-hand side. So let's go ahead and select the track ID as well as the name of the track, as well as the track length, which is milliseconds. Okay. Now we are going to do our case when. So case, and for ease of purpose, I'm just going to enter to the next line. So when milliseconds is less than that 180,000, we want to say short. So we're going to say when milliseconds is less than 180,000, then short. Then my second condition, when the milliseconds is between that keyword 180, so this is not inclusive, it's exclusive of the endpoints 1, 2, 3, and 300,000. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Then medium. And then every other, since I know I only want to do 3 labels, everything else is just going to get long. Okay. And then I end the statement, and then I can alias this. So I'm going to say as duration category. Okay. Now that's all in my select clause. Now I need to do my from. Where do we have track ID, name, and milliseconds? We have that from the tracks table. So I'm going to do tracks. In here, let's see if it works for us. If not, we'll troubleshoot. Awesome. So this is what we get. So we can kind of check ourselves. This is above 300,000. So this is long. This is in between 180 and 300,000. So that's medium. I want to try to find a short one if I can. Short. This one is less than 180,000. So I always like to look for rows that have each of the specific categories that I created to make sure that it worked. Awesome. So that was the first scenario. So our second scenario is going to be using the tracks table still, and we're going to use this media type ID column. And we're pretty much going to assign a label to that. So let me put another comment so we know what we're selecting. Let's go ahead and select track ID as well as name and media type ID. Okay. And we want, if the media type is 1, it's purchased. If the media type is 2, then it's protected. And else is going to be other. So once again, 3 categories here. You can add as many categories as you would like. Okay. And let's close that comment. So we're still working with that tracks table. So let's select what we need. So let's go ahead and select the track ID, as well as the name, as well as the media type ID. Okay. And now we can do our case, right? So I'm going to do case and when. So when this media type ID is equal to 1, then we are going to put purchased. Okay. When that media type ID is equal to 2, then we are going to put protected. Else, everybody else is going to get the label other, no matter if they have ID 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to end our case statement and we're going to alias this as media type cat for category. We're done with our select clause. So let's move to our from clause, which is our tracks table. And here we go. We see it. So we see purchase and protected up at the top. I wonder if they even have a condition where it's going to be other here, but you can use a where filter to kind of filter out for anything that is not media ID 1 or 2. Awesome. So that was us practicing our case when. And that is the beauty of case when statements. So remember, they go into your select clause. They're like conditional logic. So if you've ever done if then, if else statements, some ifs, anything of that nature, case when is very, very similar to that. So thank you all for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to have my Etsy as well as buy me a coffee in the description below so you can donate to support the channel. And I will see you on day 26. Have a great day. Bye-bye.